Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Oh, here you go with this bullshit.
Ah, shit. It looks kind of close. Was the camera cool? Looks close as fuck. I put it lower. Shit. Is it crooked or?
I got to Bluetooth my headphones. Was you on the first one that you sent me?
I think so. I think it's all the same.
Oh no, because like I was like they sent me to 2 different rooms, so I had went to the first one first.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, we on the. I think I did the. Which one I click? I just jump. I think it's the second one.
Yeah, the second one is what we on right now. What the fuck?
You said, okay, brushing my teeth. That reminded me. Did you ever watch The Office like that? Like all the episodes and shit?
Uh-uh.
It was like episode. They was locked in the building and they couldn't get out. And they was trying to get the security guard to come in and open the gate. And he called him. And he called him, like Jim called him multiple times. And then he was like, the second time he called, he's like, I'm putting on my socks. Like, I'm coming. I'm putting on my socks. It's like, okay. It was funny to me.
Oh, fuck it. I'm going to just go dolo, no headphones.
Are your headphones ain't working?
No, they're not turning on for some reason. I'm gonna hold it one time and be patient. Hold on.
I mean, we got a little time. Oh shit, I ain't used to this. I had to turn on because I went and laid back down while I was waiting. Like I had to like I never had my ringer on and shit. Like my shit has always been on vibrate. Since like 2012.
Okay, so say something.
Check.
Okay, I got you. I'm just gonna have to be plugged in. Damn. Fucking late. This is when you happen when you're in the mobile studio.
Where you at now? You at home?
I'm in Muskegon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Let me look at the topics real quick again. You was cool with all that stuff?
Yeah.
Which ones you want to start first?
We started number 1.
All right.
The
Let's see. Did I put that in? I think I think I texted.
That's in the group chat with Eddie.
Oh, okay. You put a pretzel sign. Let's see.
I did.
I
was like, that's twisted.
Yeah, no, I did want being the smartest person in the room sometimes it could work against you.
Yeah.
After I learned that shit, like I got it, like we'll talk about it, but I feel like the dumbest people are the ones that get the furthest in life. Because people feel so sorry for them.
I wouldn't even say the dumbest. I say the most oblivious. Like
yeah.
It's just tuned out for them. It's just like, hey, I fell into some stuff. Right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like people are more they more empathetic towards those people, so those people tend to get a lot further, just because people are like, well, that's just Corey, or that's just Bob, or that's just Amy, But for us, they're like, better.
Yeah.
God damn, shit. I can't.
Same rules for refereeing basketball. Like you get a team that's awesome playing a team that's terrible. You let them travel a little bit because you're trying to let the game.
It's like letting 6-year-olds run with the ball. Like, no, that's traveling. You can't do that. You can't dribble with two hands. No, I don't like. I was watching. We're jumping to it, but I was watching my nephews playing. I'm like, wait a minute, they don't force them to dribble.
Like, oh really? They let them just run down the court with the ball?
Yeah.
Ain't they like 7?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, these niggas don't like no organized. Like, I'm like, make them niggas dribble. Like, we had to dribble, nigga. Like, we had no choice.
Yeah, we didn't get to play that young. Yeah. But like my little teams, like the kindergartners through 3rd graders, they all had to dribble. Like, it was some leniency towards the beginning of the season, but then, towards the end,
I don't remember us having lower rims. It was just either you got it up there.
You didn't. It was 6-point games. Nigga.
Like, some of the rims I remember were lower in, like, I remember some outdoor courts had lower rims, but it was not like you go to Craig was regular. It was regular rim. Like, it wasn't no, oh, y'all play on 6 feet or something like that.
The church might have been 9.5 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think that it's a rim. I was over at Nelson taking Lady out. I take her out in the field or whatever, and they got like a little rim. I don't know if you remember where we used to have lunch at, but they got like a little rim back and forth, or they had one. I don't know if it's still there.
No, they took it away. They only had that for like maybe 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew that shit was a little lower. But you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Is my camera cool? I ain't at you. It's uneven.
Yeah, I think the that would be your left side. Looks like it's a little. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. How you know?
I was looking at the same time. Look, oh shit! It locked. Just weird, man. That shit. Is it cool?
Now it looks like it may be up a little bit higher on the. Yeah.
Right there.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't understand why I got to adjust this motherfucker every goddamn. I don't even take this one out there. I just leave this in. Well, when I record with Sid, but I haven't recorded with Sid in like a couple of weeks. But yeah, I don't understand. That should be different every single goddamn time. But yeah, when we did the shorts on the last one, not all of them showed it, but some of them showed like me and shit. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, I seen that. I thought all of them was the double screen.
I think it did. I think all of them did. Whatever.
All the ones you posted.
Yeah, all the ones that like, cause they chop them up for you, and I ain't about to sit up there and watch the whole and just chop up specific parts. But yeah, could they do it like in little 1 minute, 2 minute shit? So, but sometimes I go in and make them a little bit longer or whatever, just so you can kind of get some of the answer. But
touched up the conversation.
Yeah, it'll literally stop us. Like, yeah, but I was thinking about damn nigga. What was you thinking about, nigga? Cool. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Welcome y'all to the Reality or Not podcast with your boy DJ Reality and your boy Brian Clinton from Nothing New Under the Sun. What's good with you, Brian?
Hey man, I'm blessed and impressed with life God gave me. What about yourself?
Oh man, life is good, man. Can't complain. Some people get on your nerves, but you just got to figure out how to maneuver through the manure and keep it moving. So, but
man, who you telling? This life right here been kicking my. I've been feeling like I have bad luck for the last year, dog. Everything that's supposed to be simple is not being simple. You know what I'm saying? Like you be like, hey, man, to put a post. I'm in Muskegon right now, right? And real quick, to put a light post in my parking lot. It's just a quick little light post because I wanted some more light out there, brighten it up, especially before we start construction, right? So stuff can be seen and the cameras is all set
construction
up.
for what?
Oh, it's the coffee house is on
Okay.
it's on the horizon. jbcoffee.com. That's
Okay.
what we're doing.
Yeah, so you got to promote that. I was trying to make sure that was out there, so the world can understand. Yeah.
Working every day trying to get it because I feel like I ain't getting a job, so I'm gonna just be independent black owned. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, get it how you live, shoot. No, because I get it, like having your own thing, and then I'm always trying to figure out different ways to have different income coming in, whatever, just so you don't have to depend on one. You know what I'm saying? So if you have this income source, because a lot of people don't understand that, and that's when they get like, say for instance, I was doing contract work for the past few years, and like when that income source was gone, and DJing used to be like a main part of my income. Now, I mean, it's still there, but it's not as much of the source. But I'm trying to make sure that that's back to one of the main sources of income that I'm pulling in, because if I'm not working, or if I'm in between contracts, or I'm looking at other opportunities, then I still have income coming in, and it makes it a little bit easier. But not having that income coming in, you burn through money so quick. You be like, damn, like, you be like, oh, because my mortgage is my main thing, right? And a lot of, I was talking to someone the other day, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You're over here complaining, and your mortgage is like $1,100. Yeah.
Something happened with the microphone.
Huh? Can you hear me?
Something happened with the mic.
Can you hear me?
It's not like clear. It's like the mic that turned off, and I'm
check. You can't hear me?
No, it's you underwater.
Let me get this dick out of my mouth. Can you hear me? It's still. Hold on. Let me unplug it and plug it back up. Can you hear me?
Nope.
God damn.
It might have got changed on the settings when it unplugged or something.
Can you hear me?
No, it's like the mic is turned off.
What about now?
Now I really can't hear you.
Yo, can you hear me? Brian. Yo, can you hear me? Brian.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, is it coming through? It's coming through the mic, right?
Hold on a sec, man. Hold on. Say something else.
Check.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm clear?
Yep, you clear.
Oh, dick out my mouth. That's what I'm talking about.
You want to just reset and start over?
Yeah, we can start over. Either one is fine. Cool. All right. Welcome y'all to the.
No, I didn't know if you wanted to stop the recording and start all over, so you don't have to go through the.
No, I don't feel like setting this shit back up. Because I'm about to send another link and do all of that stuff. So it's only 18 minutes. We have recorded for maybe about 30. I mean, we didn't record that long, but but I just remember where it broke down is at 13 minutes and 38 seconds. So
all right.
But yeah, man. Everything is good. Good energy. Can't think of too much. What was we talking about? We were talking about different streams of revenue.
Yeah.
Or income. And yeah, you can't just be dependent on one. Now, I do say try to get the most from one, and then, so I won't say monopolize, but capitalize or make sure that for the work that you're doing, you're getting the most out of it. Because I was talking to my nephew about this, and he was saying, well, I was looking at getting this job and getting this job. And to make 90,000, I'm like, bro, why don't you just go for 100K for one? Like, I'm not gonna do 80 hours of work to make $90,000, versus like one job and make. I was like, it was like illogical to me. But sometimes we don't know what we can get because we never got it, right? I mean, I was happy at one point. I was like, if I can make $40,000 a year, because that's what my mom made. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, I can't survive off $40,000 a year. Nowhere in life, and be comfortable and be all right with that. So, but all that being said, man, what's good your way?
Man, like I said, that's interesting that you said you can't be comfortable off 40,000 K a year. If your house was paid off, and you in retirement, like when you think about retirement, you think about how much money does your money that you made, make you. And $40,000 a year for a retired person ain't a bad do.
If everything is paid off, then yeah. But man, 40,000 can go. Let me do the math on that. Are we talking tax free?
I mean, you talking take home 40K, not
okay. So take home 40K.
Yeah. So let's say you make it
52.
Let's say you make it 56 and you're taking home 40K.
So that's $770 a week.
Yeah. Now, I just say you only got a car insurance and house insurance to pay and taxes.
I mean, but most of us are in the capacity to have all or even some of those things taken care of. You look at 770, right? Man, my electric bill was $700 last month. Or these niggas told me if I don't pay $700, my shit gonna be disconnected. And I'm like, God damn, like, how do y'all afford this? And I'm like, and don't get me wrong, I mean, my salary, it can make it makes it work. But I'm like, I was like, damn shit. Like, what if I wasn't working?
How do regular people afford this? How can regular people that work at McDonald's or those people that clock in every day can afford this? Because that's what I'll be thinking. I'll be like, shoot, I spend a lot.
It's just me and the dog. I go into the office 4 days a week. I'm not even using the energy here at this point in time. I'm like, how in the hell my electric bill get to $700 or $500? This isn't past dues. This is. I'm like for the month of motherfucking April, these motherfuckers told me if I don't pay this by the end of May, that my shit will be disconnected. I'm like, God damn.
Just the electricity bill?
Yes.
Dang, man. That's
wow. I was like, nigga, I just record podcasts and play video games, nigga, like at the crib. Like, and I'm like, how in the hell my shit get? I don't understand. Like I said, that's why I tell people all the time, like, understand the difference between owning a home and not owning. I mean, because I think a part of it is that it's average within the community. So, so for me, it almost makes sense for me to use more, because everybody else is using a lot. So mine is high based off of the community that I live in versus like what I'm actually using. Because
like you got data centers in your backyard.
Shit, nigga. Like, look, I thought of me personally. I was like, wait a minute. I should come up with an energy company because y'all motherfuckers are literally the monopoly within Georgia. I was like, I should literally try to figure out a way to create an energy company just so, not even just strictly for me, but I'm like, just to give them some competition.
Well, see, the hard part about that is Georgia has a really different. My boy worked for Georgia Power, Southern Power. Southern Power is the parent company of Georgia Power, and then they got all these other power companies. And so like Georgia Power said, hey, we don't even want to deal with the small customers. We don't want to have no customer support line. We don't want to have none of that. So then they got a bunch of smaller power companies that just basically they build them and they figure out what they're gonna do. Like you got some co-ops, you got some city-owned power companies. It's Georgia is a little bit different when it comes to power, but like, man, you better slap some solar on that, especially if you're paying $700.
Yeah,
$700. God,
look, and they try to make you think. They was like, well, you could do the 12-month plan, and to keep it, but that's all average
out. Money.
But I'm saying even the 12-month plan is an average of the community anyway, so it's not like it's going to impact it that much. Like it'll probably be it could probably be $650. It could probably be $850. It's literally based off of the usage within your community, so it doesn't really.
That's over the whole year too. So they do the peaks and valleys and just do it like an average, and then at the end of the year you gotta. It's almost like your escrow, right?
Yeah,
like
I mean, but the number changes though. Like it would literally
too, right?
Yeah. So I wasn't with that. Like I did the math on it. I was like, it didn't really logistically make sense. But
the math wasn't mathing.
Nah, not at all. That shit was terrible. Like I'm like, look, I had to get on my mom about that. She was like, oh, she's like, my phone ain't working right. It's like, I need a new phone. And I was like, what's wrong with your phone, Ma? She's like, well, it's not ringing. And I was like, well, she was going to go buy a new phone. I was like, well, because I paid the phone bill, by the way. I was like,
so is she about to buy a new phone or about to put a new phone on your bill?
She was about to put a new phone on my bill. And I was like, well, I don't want my bill to go up anymore. So if you go get a phone, go and buy one. Don't go and have it add $30 or $50 a month on my phone, because I'm paying this, and and then
you want to buy her a new phone.
Yeah, I'm not. Why am I? Look, my phone is. I got a 15. It ain't like the iPhone 15. They on the 17 right now, so I'm not like that far behind. But if the only thing you use their phone for is to answer and to randomly text, how often do you need a phone? I mean, dog, remember we was at Aunt Sank and Lynn house, and Lynn had a damn flip phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was some of the most I want to say archaic, but I was like, wait a minute. I know they still made those, but if that's all that you're using it for, then that's look, nigga, if that's all that you're using it for, then shit. That makes sense. Was that a BlackBerry?
Man, I used to have the phones, and then after a while, they ain't worth it to give it back. So I keep them.
Nah, look, I remember having the BlackBerry. The BlackBerries. I remember my first. I remember my Trio. That was my first smartphone. Nigga, I thought I was a shit. Nigga, like the Trio was my shit. And then when I got the BlackBerry after that, nigga, like I was like, nigga, I got keys, nigga. Like the BlackBerry was my shit. Like I still don't understand. Like, I get why it went out, iPhone and everything, and the whole popularity of just a screen. But man, I love my BlackBerry. Like I tried to hold on to that thing for the longest. Like only reason I switched off from the BlackBerries was because they gave me a work phone, and when they gave me the work phone, I just used it as a regular phone. So
I think that was the same reason President Obama switched.
Yep. No, they said they had to force him to do it. Like because they it's like they couldn't. It was something they couldn't do. They couldn't.
They couldn't secure it. It couldn't be a secure. Yeah. So they couldn't secure the BlackBerry, so they had to. You had to get pushed out. Mm-hmm. They had to take it.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
But let me get back to the streams of income, right? So like thinking about our other podcasts, the professionals that we're gonna drop. Like I was doing a video for it, and I was like, yo, what would be the purpose of the video? And I was like, yo, I'm gonna create a sponsor page for the people that want to sponsor. Like I said, you can sponsor my microphone, put your little logo on my microphone for $250. So I was like, yeah, we do the reality or not sponsor page, and man, so like I would tell you, this is how my last 2 weeks been. So I started recording, and I realized that, this might be a little bit more extensive than what I can do in a 15, 17-minute clip, right? Because like I gotta design the page, implement the page, and then take the payments, and then the verbiage and stuff. So I was like, how do I break this down to be a little bit quicker and to chop it up a little bit more? And I ended up spending 2 hours doing an outline and scenes just for that, for a 17-minute clip. So I was like, yeah. Time to say. But the sponsorship page is coming. So if anybody want to sponsor the Thor logo, or they want to sponsor my microphone, hey, we're gonna have options for you.
You can have my whole background.
Liquor. We don't do liquor, and we don't do weed. So please don't try to entertain us with that liquor and weed.
Those be the first ones that pop up. Oh, and don't forget about the strengthen your dick medicines and shit. The Rose Sparks and
gambling. Like I was like, damn, how many podcasts do gamblers like?
No, Ro was holding it down. Like every podcast I was watching, it was Rose Sparks on. It was on Shannon. It was on Club 520. It was literally on every podcast I was listening to. I was like, damn, these niggas got they hooked up and said, let's all do the same sponsors at the same time.
Man, a Bluetooth. I had never heard of Bluetooth in my life, and all of a sudden, Bluetooth is everywhere. Like,
yep.
No, I'm sorry. I cut you off. What you were saying?
No, you was cool. Now I was about to start jumping to the topics. What's so we had talked about one of the topics I want to hit on was talking about being taught the wrong things by the right people. And I always feel like that, like growing up, like they are like, I feel like they were learning at the same time that they were trying to teach us. So, from family, mom, father, sisters, cousins in general, like we were taught kind of in a sense from our peers on how to I want to say survive, but just being able to figure out life in general. And a lot of the ways that I had to reprogram my brain at times, to think a little bit differently rather than some of the way. I mean, it definitely taught me how to, survive, but at the same time, survival isn't the way that you should live throughout life, right? Like you shouldn't just live to survive. You should live to
Thrive.
enjoy, and thrive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of I'm tired of being in survival mode, in general, and I feel like a lot of people. I heard this phrase, and Charlemagne said it yesterday. He was like, he said, people living. How you say it? He said people living in. It's like almost people like accepting depression and living within that mentality and not being able to get out of it. And I was like, damn, like he worded it different. Like I'll pull it up, but he essentially was saying that people get caught into living the way that, living in situations that they can get out of, but they choose to stay within those situations. And I'm like, damn, I never even thought about that. So, I remember, well, I don't want to say his name because he ended up passing, but it was this guy that we went to school with. And I remember he was top 10. Yeah, he graduated a year before us. He was top 10 in the top 10 people that graduate from, like, in the top 10 grade wise. And I remember
Academically?
Yeah, academic, yeah. And he ended up dropping out of school. I think he went to Michigan State, dropped out of school after a couple years, and then after a while, like he was kind of like the go-to. I want to say go-to, but he used to walk around with a lawnmower in Muskegon. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get work, and I was like, damn, like that dude was smart as hell. And he ended up, he got drugs and stuff like that, and never fully recovered or rebounded. And he, like I said, he ended up passing. But it's just like, damn, like, how do you get stuck into that? Like I want to say you were up here and then you dropped down to here and you just stayed there. And it was like, well, now you went from getting an engineering degree to you're the lawnmower guy, or you're the person that's looking for $20 or $30 walking around the neighborhoods with a lawnmower. So it's just like, how do you? I guess I guess I could just pose the question rather than just talking about it. Like, how do you, when you're in a certain state, how do you cope, or how do you get around that, or how do you get out of it? Because I know for me it's a little bit difficult because you don't realize it. Like nigga, we grew up in poverty and we didn't we didn't know it.
We feel like it. Yeah.
It was just, that was just natural. Like, and people would say, well, you had this. I was like, no, like
it was always somebody that was doing worse. So like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you're not that bad.
Yeah. No. So it's like, I mean, well, I don't want to switch because I'm kind of switching the topic, but like, what's something that I'll go back to the original topic? Like, what's something that you was taught the wrong way by the right person?
Man, so I just had this conversation and like with my mom. Like I had to unteach myself because my nephew is almost doing my same journey, right? Going to school, spending a year of school, dropping out because you're not having enough money, then coming back home and being like, yo, I gotta do something different, jumping into the military. So I had to tell her, I was like, look, it's terrible because you have to unlearn some of the stuff that you were programmed to learn. And it's not like you said, and I had to tell her, it's not your fault. You just didn't know no better. Like, and we talked about this on the podcast before. Like my mom thought, getting good credit for Brenda Center was a good thing. And that's just something that I really don't know if she don't think that now. I think that she'd know not to buy stuff from Brenda Center now. but I think
I hope
she
so.
still thinks that. But I think she still thinks that it's a great thing to have Rent Center around, so you could buy stuff you can't really afford, or at least fake it till you make it type thing. I ain't even gonna say fake it till you make it, but just enough. I wonder how many, and this is a crazy thing. Like I know I ain't answered your question all the way, but how many people furniture you think was really their furniture or Rent Center furniture when we was growing up?
Oh no, nigga, like credit, nigga, like we was taught, like my idea of credit was free money. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like, oh, I got $1,000 limit. Oh, I got a $2,000 limit. Oh, that's $2,000 in my pocket. That's $1,000 in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's my money.
That's how we were taught, and it sucks. You know, like I said, I learned that directly from, you know what I'm saying, family, or I would say my mom directly. You know, it's just like, oh, you got a credit card, oh, you got money.
And here's the crazy thing. I was in the economics, like I was like in one of these economic groups. And I was trying to tell them the difference between the economics in the hood and the economics that they're used to. I told them in the hood, credit could be considered income, and they was like, huh? They couldn't wrap their head around that. But I was like, yo, if you ain't paying it back, it's income. And it was like, but you agree to pay it back. Yeah, but we might not be alive tomorrow. So so
some people really live in that moment. Like they don't. And like I said, I had to unlearn those things. I mean, dog, I remember I got my first credit card and I bought 3 pairs of Wallabies from England. Like I ordered them directly from England. Like this is before they was into that though, Sean. This is before they was even in the States. I was like, spend the money right now while you got it. You know.
But Sean, let's go back into that, right? You bought your Wallabies. Like when people, like even those people that was planning on paying it back, you know what I'm saying? When you fragilely employed, or when you or when your employer might be here today and gone tomorrow, because we grew up during the time where we became the Rust Belt. We had all these factory jobs, and the factories was taken up, and like it was like temp jobs and stuff like that.
I don't remember unemployment. Like I don't remember none of our family members older or like next level being unemployed.
And get a check.
They always had like if they had a job, they was there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, etc. Like they always had a way to, I mean, and that's just a difficult part now that we don't have that guarantee. Like I can lose my job today. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be about, you know, like lack of work or anything like that. You know, it could be because of reorganization of the company, or this product.
It could be something you have no control over. Like over in Iraq, they having a war, and now we don't have the contract that we used to have with the government. So like there's the globalness of this world can affect everybody anywhere. So like
we didn't have that before. Like gas was steady. You know, I remember gas being under $1, bro. Like I remember you get gas.
Most high school. Most high school was under $1.
Yeah, they get like 75, 76 cents a gallon. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of pissed. So I get gas every week when I go to church because Sam's Club is like right there. And that's literally my reason. Like I try to gas up just there. But all that being said, I got gas one week. It was $3.41. I got gas the next week. It was $3.58. This is all within the past 3 weeks. I got gas. The next week it was $3.58. I got gas last week. That shit was $3.86 at Sam's Club. Like it's literally going up on me it's probably over $4 now at Sam's Club. But I'm saying like Sam's Club is usually 20, maybe about, I would say 15, 20 cents under normal price because it's $4.09 at the Shell around the corner from me. So
up here in Michigan, it's $4.99.
God damn. I wouldn't drive nowhere.
But you know, so you got people that same mindset. Like again, people say, "Hey, I gotta drive, so I gotta pay it." So they don't even think about it. Instead of saying, "Hey, maybe I get a car that I don't have to pay for gas that much
Mm-hmm.
gas with." You
Mm-hmm.
still got people driving those big old Suburbans, and you be like, "Dog, you can't put $10 in there." Like,
Nigga, my car is taking $60, and my car normally takes 35. 35, no more than 40. Like 40 was always my it'll start filling up when I get to like 38, 39 or whatever. But now my shit is taking $60.
I got a Chevy Volt up here, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the only car I've been driving because it's a hybrid. It's an
Mm-hmm.
electric hybrid, and
Mm-hmm.
that car used to cost me $22 to fill up,
Mm-hmm.
and right now it's almost at 40. Like it's like I was like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea from the basically $2 and something cent to like
Mm-hmm.
$4 and something cent.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and that money got to come from somewhere,
Yep.
and a lot of times we not adjusting it, and then now you can't pay back the credit card. Now you done got to the point where like, hey, I done extended all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and and here's the power trip though. Like now you extended all your credit, and you don't got enough to declare bankruptcy. Like it's only $7,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it costs you $4,500 to claim bankruptcy, and you like I'm in the I'm in the zone. So like learning learning lessons learning lessons taught to me by my family was really me trying to figure life out, uh how stuff really supposed to work, how stuff
Mm-hmm.
really supposed to put in. And it's no disrespect to my OGs, even my family members and stuff like that. Like I remember talking to Uncle Charles about what happens when they do pull you over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, do what they tell you to do. Well, what if they tell you to do two separate things? Stay
Yeah.
still and get your license.
But listen,
Like,
but that's survival versus like that's that survival mentality that we don't necessarily have to adhere to as much anymore, but that's what he was taught. So he was
yeah,
like, just it's like almost like shut up and dribble.
yeah. And surviving is what we do
Mm-hmm.
to to a point to where we can thrive, and like that's why you try to give your kids opportunities that you never had. You try to work your way up this corporate ladder, or you try to like doing something over and over. And this is what I love about my people, because you can go back to slavery. When we
Mm-hmm.
learned how to do something and it was hard, we started learning a easier and a faster way to do stuff, right? We started
Mm-hmm.
making a jig to, hey, like I make a jig to pull this cotton off versus me using my hands. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like that ingenuity is where we've always been. I mean, we had rent parties back in the day. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I ain't got the rent money, but hey, I can sell these 25-cent Fagos for 50
Yep.
cents. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Charge $5 for a part. Charge $5 to come in the house. Shit.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I get it. Nah.
yeah.
So I mean, but it's just crazy though. It. I'm trying to. I still fight with it every day. Like say for instance with work, and this I'm like, when do I voice, or when do I just be like, all right, like I'm talking about like survival, like not pushing too many buttons, because of course you can't say everything to everybody, but you know, sometimes you don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't want to say the wrong. You don't want to say the right the right thing to the wrong person. And
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah,
like fuck you. Like I don't like this shit don't make sense. Like like you're saying the right thing, but you're saying it to the wrong. So like same as even with the podcast, right?
hmm
I won't even tell people, like I have no like the podcast, we don't talk about anything crazy, but I'm like, I won't tell coworkers about the podcast because I feel like they can find certain coworkers. Some people do know, but I'm just saying like certain people can make an opinion off of what I'm saying within the podcast, or he said shit, or like people can always find a reason to
find the issue
yeah.
to say something, right? People
Yeah,
can always
where's
want to talk.
no issue at all. It's
Yeah.
like, well, no, that's my personality. That doesn't mean that's how I operate at work, etc. So, but but it's tricky because, like, one of the things my mom that annoys the hell out of me. Whenever I do something, so I'm gonna reel it back. One thing I was taught that was wrong by the right person is that it's hard for me to go into the grocery store and not think about spending food stamps. Like I spend regular money in the store, but my first thought is like, damn, if I had bought some food, if I had some food stamps to use, yeah, no, and like in my head, it's psychologically in tune that whenever I go into the store, I'm thinking about having food stamps or EBT card, whatever.
It'd be nice to have food stamps. Like,
yeah, that shit is fucking annoying. But it's weird whenever people say, like that's free money or something like that as an example, right? It's like, no, that's not free money. Like them niggas need it that get it, and they qualify for it. So it's like I wish I get food stamps. I don't wish I can get food stamps. I don't ever want the salary or the money or the income that says I get food stamps, because that means you're poverty. That means it's not the wrong with being in poverty. It's not it's people automatically assume that, you get free, or even like the whole have a bunch of babies and you can claim on your taxes and shit. I was like, yo, like that's not like you get this extra little 500 or 800.
It don't balance out in the long run.
The year, you gotta feed these niggas.
Then maybe one of them kids will take care of you.
Yeah, like you gotta feed these niggas, you gotta raise them and all that. Like, I mean, I look at it like, I don't have any kids, but like even the child support thing, I'm like, damn, like only time I've ever seen it like, crazy is like with NBA players and stuff like that. But like a nigga get hit for $500 a month or something like that, or each check. I'm like, shit, kids are fucking expensive. I get it,
man.
Shit.
So that on that part, but I want to go back to something you said about your mom. So like my people, we get so good at what we do. Sometimes we go to work and say what we're not gonna do, right?
Yeah.
I believe like your mom and even other people in the family, they became such a quality worker that they could get away with stuff like that. And like even in your situation at work, you'd be like, hey, what can I say? Because now I fully understand that ruffling feathers don't necessarily help you. And people doing it the way that they used to doing it because they used to doing it like that it might be insane to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But common practice to them, and they feel a threat to you when you're doing it. So like, how do you?
Nigga, they would get your ass up out of there, nigga. Like back in the day, that's just Evelyn. There is no that's just Sean. Like, get his ass up out of here. They are trying to get your ass out of there as quickly as possible. They're trying to find way. Like it's a money game. Like back in the day, people were okay. Well, everybody was making money back in the day, but as far as companies and stuff like that, now companies are like trying to find a balance. Like, hey, we're losing money over here, so what can we cut over here? But what was your question? My bad. I know you was about to ask a question.
Yeah. The thing is how do you get that? Where do you get that equity at work where you can say, hey, no, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like where you can say, how do you develop relationships like that at work? Like your mom did to say, hey, look.
My mom would say, I ain't doing that.
Yes.
Ask somebody else to do that shit, or that ain't in my job description or whatever. I'm like, I mean, not her saying that directly, but I'm saying they had the capability to do that just because of who they were as a people or as a person. But we don't have that. I have flexibility to massage the conversation to put it in the backlog.
Okay.
Then the backlog never we never revisit that item within the backlog just based off of, requirements and stuff like that. But if it's a nice to have or an enhancement and stuff like that, that we can't justify the revenue on, it goes into the backlog. So,
he said we put it in the backlog. All right.
Yep.
All
and
right.
it never gets visited again. I honestly believe the backlog should be emptied after a year, but that's just how I feel. Like,
hey, y'all don't have like a backlog review time where y'all go through the backlog and say is it still valid or not? Because like you said, the backlog could get
it gets hefty. There are tons of, and not tech debt, but it's just like it's so much stuff in there that so as an example, I was talking to one of the senior product managers, and I was like, well, why don't we just delete it? Why is it in there? Right? If there's nothing that hasn't been done within it, it's like, oh, well, it's good to have for historical purposes. But if we're not going to do it, then what is the need to have it for historical purposes for? Like, if it comes back up, like I'm trying to get better at this, but like, say for instance, emails, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to make sure that, because we're automatically taught to save or to have a receipt of something. So I think that's a good thing, but it's a bad thing as well too, because your stuff gets so cluttered that you don't need stuff. You don't need receipts from 5 years ago, right? Like if you've already done your taxes or whatever, like throw that shit away. Like we were taught to keep not being taught the right thing by the wrong thing by the right people. We were taught to hoard or to have a lot of things, like, and I want to say hoard, but just having things, having a lot of them, right? Like one thing I noticed that I mean, of course with shoes, whatever, but I've always been a shoe person, but like I have a TV in every room. I was like, nigga, it's literally just me. Like I literally have a TV in every damn room. It's a TV in here. Nigga, the TV is turned the other way because this is why I be doing my testing or whatever whenever I'm getting my certs. But like it's a TV that's been turned the other way for, nigga, when I start, nigga, September of last year, nigga, the TV is facing the wall. Like, why in the fuck is there a TV in this room that's not even, it's the biggest TV in the house. And it's just literally just turned the other way for whenever I do my testing in here. But anyway, I don't want to get too far away from the conversation. But what I'm saying is, we're taught to have a lot of things, and I'm getting better at it. I'm like, no, I'm throwing this away. I'm throwing this away and throwing this away. I don't need it just because I'm not like, nigga, I had a storage unit for 7 years. And I was like, why in the hell do I have a storage unit of things? And it was always like, well, when I move into my house or whenever I get some more, I get more solid with my job and stuff like that. Yeah, but I'm paying like $100, and it's going up like damn near every year. But I got to the point of paying like $100+ a month. You know what I'm saying, for stuff that was in there that, and I went and emptied out the storage, and I was like, all right, throw that away, throw that away, throw that away, keep this, throw that away. Like I probably threw away 70 to 80% of the stuff that was in there.
That you paid all that money for.
Yeah, I paid for 7 years. I had a storage unit for 7+ years. And I tell people all the time now, like, if you got something that you haven't used in 6 months to a year, just throw it away. I mean, unless it's like yard stuff, whatever. But outside of that, throw that shit away. You're not going to use it. I'm trying to have less and less stuff as I get older and older. And like I said, we were taught the wrong way by the right people. Oh no, you need to have this. Like my mom, I was telling her the other day, she had got me some Lego sets. I'll be putting Legos together, and she was like, "Well, make sure you keep the box." I was like, "Keep the box for what?" She was like, "Well, just in case you want to sell it." I was like, "Why would I want to sell it? Like, why is that automatic mentality that?" Even like we hold on to things because we feel like the value is going to increase on them. So then there's the opportunity. So I was like, no, like I'm not going to sell a Lego set. Like I'm just going to have it decorating the house or shit. I just put it in a room or something like, I don't know. I'm just saying in general, like I'm not going to break down the whole Lego set and then sell it to somebody. I just move on to the next thing, But
so what's your plan with the Lego after you set it up?
I just like it for design. I like it. Like you see the Legos up there and shit like that. I just like it. I like it. The things that the Lego sets that I do, right? Like I do them. Like I like sneakers, so like I did the Nike one. I like Marvels. I did the Thor. You know.
Wait. What? When do you start calling them sneakers?
Ah, shit. I don't know.
What we call them, Sean?
You talking about tennis shoes? like, nigga, I would not.
Boozy. Oh,
look, nigga,
I like the green ones. The green.
Nigga,
where's the sneaker session?
Look,
in there?
I am not about to age myself talking to the younger generation. Talking about like, yeah, where your tennis shoes at?
I just that's just one of them things. Like you say, soda now.
Nah, it's always pop.
It's hip hop. Okay.
It's always popping. Nah, sneakers, sneakerhead, all that stuff. Nah.
Some sneakers. But, you know, the people that say it is like most of the people that say it is New York people, right? So I always have to put that little twang on the sneakers. Man, where you get those sneakers from? You know what I'm saying? Those are dope sneakers. Yeah. Hey, I gotta go get me some new tennis shoes. I
can't say tennis shoes no more, man. I think
I gotta go get me some basketball tennis shoes.
Heck no. Hey, so let's pivot. You was talking about one of the topics is credentials. I want you to kind of chime in on that because we had that situation where the doctor or supposed doctor, it's just something that fell within the media, whatever, that she couldn't get her credentials because the school closed and all that stuff. And technically there's some kind of clearinghouse or whatever that all your records should be available to it. But I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Because all your records supposed to be don't mean that they are, right? But like it got me thinking about credentials as far as people that that I work with, or people that like my credentials, because I got an associate degree that I did not know graduation. Like I completed all the courses, did not know that if you graduate, you had to pay them more to graduate. So I had signed up to graduate, and I wasn't planning on graduating, and that $145 was added to my balance that wasn't there before, and I was like, yo, like I didn't graduate though, but I had said I was, and so I never picked it up. But going back on credentials, and like this is the question I wanted to ask you, right? Now, what credentials do you have, and what does those credentials really mean in what life if you can do the job?
Credentials like, okay.
I mean, you have 3 degrees, right?
Yep. MBA and engineering or computer science degree.
Okay. So do you feel like those credentials was worth it?
Yes and no. I say yes, as in I've leveraged them in the past few years, in a sense that, but I've been able to leverage my degrees more within the past 7 to 8 years, or I would say even like the past 12 years. Whereas if I didn't have those degrees, I wouldn't have got my foot in the door to be able to get the opportunities that I have. So, and even like, being certified or having certs as well too. I feel like the certs were more powerful, or it gave me more of the opportunities that I was able to take advantage of. But once I got the certs reinforce my degrees. So yes, I mean, my credentials have played their part. Now, I don't think that they're necessarily required anymore for others. I don't feel like you need to have a 4-year degree or 2-year degree to be able to move forward with it. I mean, you have all of these resources available to you. We didn't have the resources available to us when we were considering. I mean, that was the internet starting, and that ages, but that was when the internet was starting to grow at that time. Like we grew within the internet. So now having the internet available to you, or having the access of information available to you, you can do a lot more with less. And I will say that if I had those resources available, like what we have available now, being available in 1995, I would have had less debt, college, and I don't have a lot of regular debt, but I would have literally been able to pivot and get money, so I didn't have to pay for school, or I didn't have to, have certain struggles just because there were more resources available to me. I feel like I was I was an extreme resourceful person, so I'd have been able to get. I remember our in order for us to get scholarships, it was I forgot the name of the book, but it was some book that we had to look into outside of the scholarships that we were I got the scholarships that I qualified for at Muskegon. I got, it was the Candidate Scholarship and Urban League Scholarship. And, that was just because I was doing my work. But there was other scholarships that I qualified to that I didn't apply for, that I didn't know about, so stuff like that was annoying to me, coming up. But now that we have these resources, to answer your question, you may not need as many credentials. But the sad part about that is credentials are the way for companies to weed you out. So I don't think, say if it's a high school degree, like having a high school degree is or having a 4-year degree or something like that, whatever. That's the way for them to say, oh, you ain't got that, cool. Well, now we have this pool, or we don't even have to even consider you, So
okay. So I'm gonna get into my little cross-examiner mode. I'm gonna get in my lawyer mode because, like you said, a few things that I want to kind of dive down into. So do you believe? I believe that your degree and your degree and your credentials and I call them the ABCs of what of what I believe that they are multiplier, right? So like they saw that you invested in yourself to get your degrees, and then now you can leverage those degrees into a multiplier. Now, with that being said, do you feel like you have multiplied your credentials into the money you should be making?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I definitely. And it's just interesting that, trying to take that and, and try to show other people the way to be able to do that. And a lot of people aren't as receptive to, because they don't understand. It's like, what you call it? People fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. It's like trying to not, and this is why I say we didn't have the resources coming up, and not having those resources. I'm like, well, let me try to show other people these resources so they can, move forward. And, as an example, right, this recruiter reached out to me and he was like, hey, you looking for opportunities? I was like, not really. But I did send him my resume. He's like, well, the idea of the thing that I'm looking for is for people to be trained, within the Salesforce space. I was like, okay, cool. And this is I did this like some years ago, but I just did this recently, like over the past month. I sent them over like a bunch of people that was looking for jobs, like within the Salesforce space, or just because he was going to train them in Salesforce. Like he was going to get them to getting 5 certifications. And I'm like, okay, cool. Sent it over to a few people. But I asked them directly. I was like, hey, this recruiter reached out to me. One person was like, yeah, send them over. But then, like, I reached back out to them, and I shouldn't have to reach out to you about getting you a job. But anyway, I reached back out to them. I was like, hey, did the recruiter hit you up? Because I pinged them in LinkedIn. He was like, yeah, I reached out. Only one of them got back to me. I sent them like maybe 6 or 7 people, and So I pinged everyone that that I was talking to, and I was like, "Hey, he's like, well, I wouldn't know because I don't answer my phone all the time." And I was like, "You looking for a job? Why are you not answering your phone?" It didn't make any sense. Anyway, other other person, they were like, "Well, I ain't gonna be able to drive out to Alpharetta anyway." I was like, "So why in the fuck did I put your name in the pool if you don't want to drive to go and get the certification or get the opportunity, the job in the certification?" Other person that got one person got he was supposed to interview with him. He didn't show up to the damn interview. Said he forgot. I'm like, man, I try to do my best when I can to, the idea is we talk about credentials, right? I'm like, I'm trying to, they're going to give you free credentials. Like they're going to pay for your credentials. One of the program, it was a program, what's the name of the company? I can't think of the name of the company right now. It was a program that gave you a free Salesforce certification. I think it was just Salesforce administrator. They trained you for 3 months, and then you're going to take the certification. This person, this same person that forgot about the interview too. And I'm like, but anyway,
the cleaner.
Yeah, so they train you for this for like 3 months, and they give you the free voucher to take the cert. Nigga didn't even take the cert. I'm like, come on, like there. So you went through this class for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Just and it was a workshop. It was kind of cool, where they gave you the opportunity to get the certification at the end of it. And I'm like, damn, I would love to have a free cert. Anyway, I digress.
So let me bring you back into it because I still want to go into this collectively because I have some points I want to hit. Right. The next point that I wanted to hit was experience and credentials don't necessarily always align. You need experience and sometimes you don't have credentials, and then sometimes you have credentials and you don't have experience, right? So now I ask you this: backyard mechanic with experience or shop with credentials? Where you take your car to?
Now?
Okay.
Shop with credentials.
Now is the difference between now and growing up?
Yeah.
What's that difference and why?
I mean, because growing up, you could be like, I feel like, I mean, say for instance, like the example that you gave with cars and stuff like that, like I can't take my car to a regular shop anymore. I used to wonder this back in the day, and I'm like, damn, like they must got money. But I was like, damn, they take their car to the dealership to get fixed. And I was like, damn. But now, like, and when I took my car is a 2017, so it's not like fairly new, but it's not like terribly old either. Anyway, I took it to a shop, and they were supposed to, working on my catalytic converter. And I was like, oh, well, it's $3,300 over here at the dealer. I was like, I can buy the part and then have someone put it on there. I think I bought the part for like $400 and had someone put it on there. And my car, like today, my car is fine. It works fine. They said, don't worry about it. But this is the first car I've ever bought without an engine light being on. And like, my engine light is on because of that catalytic converter. They say there's nothing wrong with it, but I had somebody do it, and I'm saying I went to somebody that was experienced rather than going to the place that had credentials. So okay. I'm saying I will never, moving forward, I probably just lean on the experience. I mean, on the credential part versus the experience.
Oh, okay. So now, with saying that, because like this is where I was going with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a backyard mechanic guy. It'd be like, yo, I know somebody, he gets as good as them. You work at the shop, but then at night you work on the side at home. But like the reason why I do go to the dealership, and the reason why I do pay for do pay the more money, because my mom is like, yo, you pay more money for stuff that you shouldn't have to pay for, right? Because she's just saying that I buy new tires when I could just go buy used, and I say, hey, it's a difference between being cheap and being frugal and being wealthy and just not caring what it costs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I,
yeah. It's
I'm
a fine. It's
I'm
a fine line.
frugal. I'm
Yeah,
frugal. Cheap, you end up paying more for in the end, right? Cheap
yeah,
is where you buy McDonald's for cheap, but then your medical bills is where the expense comes. Like cheap is mostly changing out something for paying it later, right?
yeah.
I am
Nigga.
frugal.
I had every car engine blow up, every single one, and I bought every car used. And I'm just saying, like that was being, I wouldn't say it was being cheap. This is what I could afford at the time. But when I went with a car that was, from the dealership, had to, pay my little monthly car note and stuff like that. I have not had one major issue with the current car that I have. Not one. Like I remember, I was like, damn, I remember having to buy a radiator. I remember having to buy, like I
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
buy a
I mean,
lot of stuff for every used car. And my car it wasn't like, it was 2 years. Like I bought it in 2019 and it was 2017. So it was still new, but it wasn't like, it was off the lot, if that makes sense.
it
So,
wasn't brand new, but it was new. It
yeah,
was new to you. All right.
yeah.
Okay. So like now, getting back to this, like so you have the backyard, right? You have the Firestones and you have the dealership.
Mm-hmm.
Do, where do you fit in those? And like Firestone has credentials. They're
No,
certified
fuck the
with,
Firestone.
with
But Firestone be taxing you and Pet Boys and all that shit. See, my thing is like convenience, right? I mean, dealerships used to have it where, and they've kind of changed this policy. Like, well, if they're gonna have your car, they'll give you a loan and stuff like that. But they stopped doing that. And I'm like, well, shit. Like, I'm gonna find something else. There's a Firestone maybe a mile, like less than a mile away from me. But then the dealership where I got my car, it's like 45 minutes. It's like in Duluth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wait, I can either bring my car out to you and I got to figure out how to, and they don't even like Uber you back and shit. I'm like,
oh
God
they'll
damn,
do
like,
the dang your
nah.
dealership is whack. Kid hit me up like
One time I took my car to the dealership and they didn't even look at my car. I dropped it off on a Sunday and got it right home. And then I worked from home for up to like that Thursday or something like that. They hadn't looked at my car yet. I mean, I was like, man, let me go get my car. I went and got it. Like I said, it wasn't that bad. Where like that was the time I was doing the catalytic converter thing, and I was like, wait, y'all go hold my car, charge me $3,300. So then that's when I bought the part. Like it wasn't like the first. Like I was literally going to get it done there, but they were giving me the runaround, and I was like, man, let me go get my car. Went and got it, and then like I said, my car was serviceable to be able to get back and forth. So I was just trying to get ahead of it, before anything happened.
yeah.
But yeah, the dealerships down like that shit. I was like,
Yeah, that's terrible, dog. You should have
yeah.
went to Kia because and I've been to a couple Kia dealerships because I had my latest Kia was an EB9 that I bought
Mm-hmm,
from the dealership.
mm-hmm,
Uh, terrible car, don't buy it.
mm-hmm.
But they always looked out for me. I mean, they had snacks in the little waiting room. They took me, and like it was like a 35-minute, 40-minute drive, depending on traffic from my house
Mm-hmm.
from the latest dealership that I went to. But like they realized that some of the stuff was just to make it a car. But like I've driven like 3 or 4 cars from there because they was like, yo, just take what you want. I was like, take what I want. But
Mm-hmm.
they gave me this little bitty K4, and I'm like, dog, I'm in the EB9, the top trim EB9, and you give me a K4.
Mm-hmm.
That's stock. I'm like, dog, this is terrible. I don't want to sit now. And granted, I had another car, so I was like, but like I pay I
I
pay
don't,
good
nigga.
money for I pay good money for this car, so I
Mm-hmm.
want something I want something on that level, and it wasn't on that level, but they gave me a Kia Sportage that was kind of nice. But yeah, like I, man, if the dealership ain't taking care of you, that's the reason why I go to the dealership.
Yeah.
And like
No,
I will.
and that's why I just had to let it go. I was like, I was trying to get my car fixed. And usually with the dealership, they give you a quick turnaround. Okay, this is the problem. Go call. They send you like a motherfucking e-bill that would say, "Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do this?" Check. I'm like, God damn, we done got up to $2,500, and I thought it was. I came in here for an oil change and shit. But
Yeah, they hit you with those maintenance because they try to get you to buy a new car or to pay a lot of money for it. But I believe in maintenance on your car, taking care of your car before it gets to that point, right? So rotating your tires and stuff like that. And those are the credentials I learned because I used to buy used cars. Well, I still buy a used car, no doubt. But the credentials matter, and it really matters. And the point that I'm trying to make is credentials matter, and they matter based on your level of security. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think experience matters more. But now we in a situation where most of these entry level jobs is being taken over by AI. So I don't know how you get the experience when you can't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
So going to college, paying all this money for college, and I'm a firm believer in. I know some people probably gonna kill me for this, but if you can't make the money that it costs you to pay off your degree in 2 years, you underwater. And when I say that,
I'm
I said,
underwater shit. Like, I mean, I'm saying I can't. Oh, you talking about just like the amount of money?
the amount of money, yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah. No, I'm good on that. But I'm just saying, like just paying it off in 2 years is like nah, nigga. I mean, but I'm saying making that amount makes
yeah,
sense.
making that amount. So like
Yeah,
if you a hairdresser and it costs you $60,000 to get all your credentials, right? I don't know if you go to UD or whatever. Now you should be able to make $60,000 in the first 2 years.
yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, not saying that. I mean, that's the way I see it. That's the ROI I
No,
see it.
it's like we make money, we spend money to make money, right? Like
Yeah,
we get the degree, and I do feel like college is like the more important part of college, in my opinion, is the social part. Just socializing you in general in order to be able to work with different types of individuals, right? Because I like some. Have you ever realized somebody isn't social? Like they they don't they you get them
they
in
can't
certain
operate
spaces.
in the
Yeah,
socialness, right?
yeah,
It's like, dang, dog, can you
I can
talk?
operate damn near in every right. I can damn near operate in any room. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just and I feel like I attribute a lot of that to school, and then just expanding off of that. I mean, and going from and figuring out like within my career how to maneuver through this, or how to, like, a lot of people aren't really socialized, and and COVID didn't help. A lot of us went the other direction, as far as being social. So it just makes it a little bit more difficult for people to
Did
be
we
able
have
to
this
be within this.
conversation about being outside?
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want to be outside no more, child. Like you like,
Nah. I want to be outside to an extent. I want to, like, if you notice the proximity of my house, I think my house is a great example of being a part of society. And I say that as in, I'm close enough down to downtown if I want to hang out, do whatever. I'm far enough from, if I don't feel like being bothered, I could walk in my neighborhood and not have to worry about being annoyed by too much of anything. But I'm not far from the highway. I'm not far, like, I'm in a great proximity to do things if I want to do them, but I'm in a great proximity as well to not have to participate in any of it at all. So
yeah. So now the Dr. Bryant thing, like, it's crazy when you claim you have these credentials and people
Mhm.
start pulling your card. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like,
Yep.
and I want people to understand mental health. I don't really know about mental health. Like, I'm a man. We don't get those. Where people don't. I feel like mental health
No,
is
no,
so
mental health isn't afforded to black men.
no, no. I think I think mental health is only afforded to those people that are vulnerable to life happening to them without. So I say this to say, Sean, there's nobody I can sit down and tell all my problems to and feel better about it. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Man, I don't know, man. like, I mean, I've been to a therapist before, and like it helped, you know. But
I ain't saying it
it
don't
helped.
help.
It helped to have somebody to say those things to who you can't say to everybody else. But I feel like a lot of us don't explore that. Like I don't go to a therapist now or anything like that. But it would be great if I go to a therapist once a week and be able to afford that. Just from I don't think I've been like traumatized or anything like that, like gravely.
Oh, you've been
But
traumatized because we got diagnosed with trauma
yeah,
on the
yeah,
podcast. Right?
yeah. No. Listen, I'm telling you, like it's just one of the things. Like a lot, like I feel like everybody should be able to have someone, and it doesn't necessarily have to be their significant other or anything like that. Should have somebody that they could sit down and talk to. Because we don't. Mental health is not. I never heard of mental health damn near until like past, I don't say the past few years, but that wasn't a thing when we grew up. Like we were it was something wrong with us. Or
Yeah, yeah.
we had to go to Mississippi, or it was like if we had problems, like we didn't we our problems weren't necessarily diagnosed as a kid or whatever. But
I
yeah.
think our problem was diagnosed as a kid. We just had to figure out how to live with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you had to live. Yeah, if you couldn't pay attention, you had to do something where you didn't have to pay attention to, right? If
Yep.
you was a mechanic or somewhere, you was like, oh, like yeah, I can jump from car to car.
Mm-hmm.
But like the mental health stuff that I see and that people be talking about they need help. I and I just tell people like this, like there's no I'm not a confessor. I don't go and I can't tell nobody all my stuff. And the reason why most of the reason is because of the way I was grew up. Like there's nobody for me to tell uh and then not feel like I mean, because we talk about trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you go and tell somebody what happened to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how you feel like it's times I'll be like, man, I'll kill a motherfucker, right? Do they have to report me? You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
they can't. They ain't gonna hit you on that
I,
one. I mean,
I
no,
mean, but
but I'm saying like some people feel like anything like we not skeletons, but we like to make sure we keep things in. And I feel like sometimes when we keep things in, it could be bad. Other certain things. I mean, I don't think you need to talk to a therapist about everything. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been dealing, you know what I'm saying, like, and you just can't get out of what you're dealing with, then yeah, I mean, of course, we have to figure out how to maneuver through life without necessarily going to a therapist right away, but there are some people that I'm like they have things that happened to them when they were 5, 10, 20, 30 years old that that's still deep inside, that's impacting how they are as a person. Like I'll say that the trauma that we've had has shaped the way that I think and the way that I move forward, but I don't feel like it impacts my success or who I am as a person. Now, when I feel like remember Antoine Fisher,
yeah,
that movie, man, like I remember watching that movie, I was like, God damn, like I ain't have it this hard. like I was like
yeah,
every time Twani that nigga, like he had. I remember when he went into the.
Everybody in his life failed him at one point.
Look, when he went into the store with his friend, he's like the cowbells keep ringing, because his boy got shot, and I'm like, God, it was like this nigga was just like starting to get his life back together, and then his boy get killed, and one of his friends that he grew up with. But I'm saying like he was a great Marine or whatever, or yeah, he was a Marine, I think. But yeah, he just had stuff that kept eating, and it's a true story, but it had stuff that kept eating him up.
He was a sailor. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was
sailor. That's what it was. Yeah. But it's just crazy that you the stuff that we hold on to that we don't let go of. Like, of course, it'd be I would do a couples call it couples. Therapy? I would do a couples therapy with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it goes back to that first thing, right? Like unlearning stuff that you, and this is one thing that I'm probably never going to do though either. Like I doubt, because the way I've learned how to deal with the stuff in my life has worked successfully. So like, what's the point in me going and reliving or trauma dumping somebody? Because like when you have people that come to you and trauma dump, and then like you assume some of that trauma, you know what I'm saying? Like Derek Fisher, you was like, damn, that's messed up. Like you internalize it, and it was based on a real story, right? You're like, yo, like, so
what story you talking about?
Derek Fisher, wait, not Derek Fisher. That was Antoine Fisher, right?
Oh, yeah. I was like, what Derek Fisher do? I was like, hold up,
Antoine Fisher, right? Because I think
I know he did the Matt Barnes shit, but that shit was crazy. But anyway,
right. But I think that once you tell people stuff, it kind of collectively and they might have to dump some of that off on their partner or be like, yo, check this out. And I to me, like I'm still move like a quick dude. Like everybody don't need to know your business. Everybody don't need to know your thoughts. Everybody don't need to know your inner dwellings. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I feel you. Like, look, I hate. It's funny. I unblurred my screen one time at work, and I got the space that I work in, or sometimes I work from home, and I'm about to get ready to work in a little bit. But all that being said, I unblurred my screen one time. I got the games and stuff in the back room. Somebody was like, "Oh, you seem more fun." Da da da. And my mentality, I'm like, "Damn it, I'm supposed to blur it so they can't see it because I don't want them to think that." Because it's like I think of it like, okay, they see they don't take you serious because you got video games and stuff like that, or blah blah blah. And then like, oh well, he didn't turn this in. Oh, it's because he's playing his video games, like so it's like I'm always thinking like a privacy of not sharing. Go ahead.
Yeah, they see the glimpse inside of you. You try to manage what these people know of you, because if they know too much, then they might assume it's almost like dating. You know what I'm saying? They might, hey, he really got time. He just don't have time for me. You know what I'm saying? He be like, damn.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Well, it was one more topic, then we go drop. We give it. It was the topic for what is it? Being the smartest person in the room. This will be the last topic that we cover. But how do you feel about that? Because I know for me, it's always a struggle. And this is it's kind of pivoting from what we were just saying. Like sometimes, being the smartest person in the room can hurt you versus help you. So, like, what's your thoughts on that?
So I don't think it hurts you. I think being the smartest person in the room is knowing when, like we kind of talked about this earlier, like, and that's the question is how you introduce things and let the group kind of think it's like, as a kid, we had to, I remember going to the store with my mom and her overloading her basket and being embarrassed by saying, oh, you can put that back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now, then the kid that I was like, yo, I can help her and I can make it feel like she's like, I can make it feel like, because I can't tell her, hey, mom, you ain't got enough money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I said, hey, mom, we're at this limit now. How much were you planning on spending? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I think being the smartest person in the room, even like, and that was part of the question that I had asked you. Like, how do you interject and say, "Hey, that's dumb," without saying it's dumb? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's sucky though. I hate. I think it does hurt you in some ways because it's like it's difference between like being a know-it-all or being. It's like almost a difference between being cocky and confident, right? Or yeah, I think that's a good example.
yeah.
So, people be like, "Oh, well, you're cocky." I'm like, "No, I'm confident in my responses or the information I'm giving you." But that's what I'm saying, like being the smartest sometimes could be seen in a bad way, as in like, "Oh man, this guy is always talking," or "This guy is always um he's a know-it-all," or blah blah blah. That's what I'm saying. It can hurt you because I've noticed like those dumb people in the room or the people that I might consider dumb or knowledgeable, those are the ones that seem that they're around for a long time. And it seems like the smartest person in the room, in my opinion, don't be around that often. Or they tend to find another smartest person in the room,
So
whatever. Go ahead.
I think that's two different things, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the smartest person in the room just has to stay silent. But the one who wants to be the class pet or the person that knows it all or wants people to acknowledge that he knows it all is not the smartest person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why I said it's kind of like where you have to pick your battles and say, hey, look, I know what it is. I know they're just doing this out of tradition. I
Mm-hmm.
know that there's no facts behind it. How do I introduce it without it being, hey, Brian's always trying to take over something. Brian's always trying to, you
Mm-hmm.
know, do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so being the smartest person in the room is knowing your audience. And sometimes knowing your audience is just saying, hey, I'm gonna be quiet, let them let them fight it all out, and then say, hey, but what about that? And
Mm-hmm.
then let them digest on that to get them to the point where I want to be.
But I'll say this to that point. Sometimes, like that's being the smartest. What's the word? Smartest, uh, tactful. Like you don't have to be the smart. Like people can say you're smart based off of this. I say you're smart based off of how you move, and you just alluded to that you know understanding your audience, understanding who you're talking to versus being a know-it-all. Because when you can work within a room, and this is where I always see like CEOs, CFO, like they tend to talk, and when they talk is they say thank you all for what you all do. They're more so um strategic in the dialogue that they're having with their team versus someone that says, "Hey, I've done this and I've done this, da 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 da." And most of the time when I see it from the "I've done this" and blah blah blah, those are the ones that tend to get weeded out quicker than the ones that understands how to move around within the room. So
Have I ever told you how I got in the room with the CEOs and CFOs and COOs?
uh-uh.
Okay, so my supervisor, he was actually a VP,
Mm-hmm.
came to me at my last job. He came to me and said, Brian, uh, this ain't working. Uh, Kevin's busy. I need you to write something out for me to tell him to put a new plan in motion. Can you do that? Right. So I was like, yeah, I can do a little roadmap or whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I do the little roadmap. He said, oh, that makes sense. If we can see work being done, we don't have to ask and we don't have to have all these meetings about what's being done and how long you think it'll take, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then so then he asked me what I need. I said, well, I need Jira, I need two more developers, and I could do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay, bet. He then took my work, wrapped it up, took it to our CTO.
Mm-hmm.
CTO was like, hey, this is what we need. Why we weren't doing this? And like let's go ahead and implement this, and like let's go ahead and start implementing this now, because I can that way I got something to report to my in my meetings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then the VP is like, okay, Brian, I'm leaning on you. I need you to do this. I I told him exactly what I need to do. He couldn't articulate it, so he brought me to the CTO. CTO
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, so I get this report and I can run with this, right? And so I get the report to the CTO. Now I'm not even reporting to my VP anymore. I'm reporting directly to my CTO.
Mm-hmm.
My CTO loves don't even do anything to my don't do nothing to my report, and talks about my report in their C-suite meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? She don't know what it means,
Mm-hmm.
but I know what it means. So she brings me into that meeting. I'm in the meeting
Mm-hmm.
with all this. I'm a lead developer. Like
Uh-huh.
now, I'm in the meeting with the C-suiters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted it was something simple, right? I forgot what it was. It was about the timetable on moving stuff from the cloud, the migration part from moving stuff to the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
and because I had did the numbers on everything. It was late nights, early mornings on that joint because I had did contracts with people before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I took the report and I said, hey, this is what that means on the report. This number is an imaginary number. It's what it would cost if we had it at this scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst case scenario because they want to know how did we go from using cloud from I think our cloud bill was like $78,000
Mm-hmm.
a month to 140, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to get some in particulars, and the way I had it on there was like, hey, this was the max it could be based on usage or whatever, right? Uh, but I let everybody know if it wasn't for the VP that brought me into the CTO and the CTO that brought me into the C-suite, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be here because my job was not to bring the light on me, but it
Mm-hmm.
was to bring light to these people so they would keep me there, keep me that guy.
Yeah.
Because again, managers love taking credit for the work that you do.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. All right.
yeah,
Well, we gonna wrap up. Great conversation. We still got some more topics that we can get to that we haven't knocked out yet that I want to keep going. But make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment if there's anything that you want us to hit on. We appreciate you just dropping in the comment. And Brian, any final thoughts?
yeah. So life be life, and whatever you do in this life that you create, because you get to create your life. You can create your narrative. When you doing that, make sure it's what you want and not what somebody else wants from you. And that's it.
Okay. No, definitely. Yeah, I always like the perseverance thing, man. If you want something, go get it. Don't let nobody stop you from doing it. It may take you longer than what you expect to get to it, but hey, look, you do your path to what makes sense to you, and if you got make sure that you're doing what it takes, and you don't have to lean on anybody else to be able to get forward to what you're trying to push.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate the journey.
Yes,
It's
sir.
like
A lot of people are
that's
afraid of
half
the
of the
journey. They
achievement.
want to get to the end. They want to get to the finish line. It's like, no, you can't get to the finish line without starting the race, but it's just always interesting that people give up. I'll never, like, if it's something that I'm going after, I'll never stop unless it just doesn't make sense for me anymore. But outside of that, anything I'm pursuing, I'm going to get. If it take me 10, 20, 30 years, I'm going to get it. So, but sweet. Well, thank you all for listening. Hopefully we gave some positive information that could work in your life, or that we could be used as examples to support whatever you're trying to do. Thank you all for listening. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Peace. Gotta make sure I charge up my mics after I get done.